What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa channel. Sorry I'm late. Just another busy day here at the Bitcoin and Crypto Club. Man, we are evolving fast with all the new perks we got. And it's like our next 2-year plan is going to be crazy. I can't go over all that stuff, but the current perks we got is like we have our loan program. We got no KYC Bitcoin purchase program. We got our Beef Initiative program, as well as like 2 others right now. Like depends on like Bitcoin loans, mining, that goes elsewhere there. But no, it's just another busy day, and I love it. Yesterday was nonstop. Today's going to be another nonstop day, but I'm still going to be here to bring you that crypto news. So yeah, another win for crypto adoption. Like we are moving away from the Biden era administration rules, and like he initiated Operation Choke Point, which has really made like banks like just treat Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies differently. But now the Federal Reserve withdraws its crypto rules for banks, ending choke point practices. So woo, another win. So yeah, the US Central Bank will now treat crypto like any other banking service instead of approaching the industry with particular caution. So when you go to your bank and try to like buy Bitcoin, like or from another platform, your bank's usually stopping you. It's like, oh, what's this for? I'm not sure. So this is definitely a win. And then we got some other articles we're going to be covering. Like a lot of people are concerned about like, what about these big centralized entity people like MicroStrategy or Strategy, Michael Saylor's company? Yeah, it's technically considered a centralized entity. It's a company owned by one person, or not one person, but it's a company that's owned. And yeah, like people are worried, like what happens with these guys? Like if they hold so much Bitcoin, like is that going to be a problem? So we have an article that we're like probably reduce some of those tensions on it, because really if anybody like if they do anything bad, the people are just going to move away from them, and that's just it. So we got that article, a couple of others. We have like a Bitcoin master's class in Spain being released. We have XRP being introduced with Cardano's wallet. Like yeah, we got so much news to cover, but let's just dive right on in. So again, the first article we're going to cover is the Federal Reserve withdraws crypto rules for banks. So the Federal Reserve said on Thursday evening that it will no longer obligate member banks to provide advance notice of crypto and stablecoin related ventures, and will instead monitor engagement with digital assets like it would any other banking activities. Now, the announcement comes weeks after parallel moves by the FDIC and Office of the Comptrollers of the Currency, 2 other key federal banking regulators. Now, those agencies similarly clarified that banks are legally permitted to engage in crypto-related activities and no longer required to receive explicit permission from regulators to do so. Now, in January of 2023, in the wake of FTX's historic collapse, it was pretty historic, I'll say that, the 3 aforementioned agencies jointly issued guidance strongly discouraging American banks members or American member banks from engaging with crypto and ordering them to provide notice of any such intention. So if there was anything related to crypto, they had to put notice to it. So that was just a terrible policy. Now, the agency believes that issuing or holding as principal crypto assets that are issued, stored, or transferred on an open public and or decentralized network or similar system is highly likely to be inconsistent with safe and sound banking practices, the joint statement said at the time. Now, that letter is now also rescinded per today's announcement, and in the months and years following the institutions of said crypto-skeptical banking policies out there, numerous industry leaders claim that they and their businesses were denied traditional banking services based on their association with the crypto industry alone. Now, since retaking office, President Donald Trump has made it like pretty much his obligation in undoing this alleged anti-crypto banking discrimination, dubbed Operation Choke Point 2.0. And he said, yeah, that was a top priority. Now, tonight, the Federal Reserve officially joined the FDIC and OCC in making a former shift away from such Biden-era digital asset policies. Now, in crypto circles, though, some anxiety persists until today that the Fed would resist making this pivot. The Fed board currently consists of 4 Democrats and 3 Republicans, and Fed Chair Jerome Powell has shown himself in recent weeks to be willing to act independently of the president's wishes. Now, one crypto banking advocate who requested anonymity in order to speak candidly told Decrypt that they had worried the Fed's Democratic majority, along with Powell, would drag its feet in rescinding Biden-era crypto policies or potentially resist the move altogether. Now, today's announcement shows that the central bank is moving in the right direction, they said. Now, today's announcement stopped short, though, of officially changing the Fed's policy when it comes to granting crypto-focused banks master accounts, which grant Fed members access to the central bank services. Master accounts are crucial for a bank to meaningfully serve customers nationwide for years. Now, the Fed has resisted granting any such accounts to crypto-focused banks like Custodia and Kraken Financial. So yeah, so again, like this is a nice win that banks are like, yeah, no more questions or no more just hindrance on like, oh, you're in crypto, that's no good. Let's shut down your account, because that's is what happened to me with Chase. Chase was like the worst. Just because my old LLC back in California was like Crypto Sherpa LLC. It was my consulting business. And it was just like they didn't like my account because it had crypto in the name. So they shut it down. They didn't even give me any warning on it. They said, oh, your account's shut down. They had to go through like the process of talking to the people. Why is this account shut down? What's going on? And like, they really could not say that it was for crypto at the time. So I just had to forcefully tell them, it's like, is this because crypto's in my name? And like that person was like, yeah, that's it. So this is definitely a victory in Bitcoin and blockchain adoption. So let's keep getting rid of some of these Biden era decisions, because it just stifled all of crypto's adoption. But yeah, so that's our first article. Now let's go over how like Saylor holding 10 million Bitcoin. He doesn't have that yet. His company holds like 500,000 Bitcoin, but how it's not a threat to the protocol. So yeah, so Saylor holding 10 million Bitcoin won't threaten the protocol, says Arthur. Now, Bitcoin standard author Saifedean Amuis says investors would simply divert from Strategy or BlackRock if they ever abuse their position of controlling a significant amount of Bitcoin. That's true, they will. Now, Michael Saylor's strategy, hypothetically hoarding nearly 48% of Bitcoin's total supply, wouldn't pose any risk to Bitcoin's protocol or its price, says standard author, or the Bitcoin standard author, Saifedean Amuis. And now that is a good book to read. If you haven't read the Bitcoin standard, please do so. And then after that, read the fiat standard. And then they're coming out with another book, the gold standard. So three great books you should read. But if Michael Saylor ends up with 10 million Bitcoin, what is he going to do? He's likely just going to leverage them to buy more Bitcoin, Amuis said during an April 25th interview with crypto entrepreneur Anthony Pompliano. Now, Amuis dismisses Bitcoin hoarding posing risks at all. So yeah, if you're hoarding Bitcoin, it's not really a risk at all. Ultimately, I don't see how it would threaten the protocol in the serious sense, Amuis said. Amuis said that if Saylor managed to accumulate 10 million Bitcoin, he would just unlikely to wake up one day and say, let's try a hard fork so we can make another 5 million Bitcoin supply so that I can have 15 million, he reiterated. So it would diminish the value of his existing 10 million. So he's not going to make some decision like that. People always like worry about, well, if someone does just want to like take control and then make more Bitcoin, it's like, they still won't do it because it hurts them in the long run too. Like they already have, if he hypothetically had 10 million Bitcoin, it's like that's just going to lower the value. So it's not going to happen. But several crypto market participants have previously raised concerns about Bitcoin whales, and at one point, their holdings could lead to risks like market manipulation, centralization, or liquidity issues. At the time of the publication, Saylor's firm Strategy holds now 538,200 Bitcoin worth approximately $50.18 billion. According to the Saylor tracker, meanwhile, the BlackRock iShares Spot Bitcoin ETF has a net assets worth $54.48 billion, which equates to roughly 585,000 Bitcoin according to BlackRock data. So right there, it's just Strategy and BlackRock ETFs alone control over 1 million of the Bitcoin. And there's only 21 million out there. So collectively, the two firms hold approximately 5.3% of the total Bitcoin supply. However, Amuis said that this is not a cause for concern at all. It's not likely that Michael Saylor or Larry Fink owns all those Bitcoin. They have shareholders who own all those Bitcoins or ETF holders that own those Bitcoins. So to the extent that BlackRock and Strategy hold those, they hold those because they're doing their fiduciary shares of duties to their shareholders and the ETF holders in a satisfactory way, Amuis said. Now, Amuis explained that if BlackRock or Strategy ever started to manage their holdings in a way that's harmful to shareholders or ETF holders, or starts abusing their position, that's when investors would sell and look for other ways to gain exposure to Bitcoin. And on April 24th, Cointelegraph reported that 21 Capital, a new Bitcoin treasury company led by Strike founder Jack Mallers, with the support of Tether, SoftBank, and Cantor Fitzgerald, is looking to supplant Strategy to become the superior vehicle for investors seeking capital-efficient Bitcoin exposure. So, yep, Strategy, BlackRock, they have like those competition now, because yeah, that news with Jack Mallers, Tether, and Cantor Fitzgerald Bank, like I didn't cover that. I really should have covered that article when it came out. But yeah, so they're going to be doing the exact same thing going on. So guys, there is not a lot of Bitcoin out there. Again, 5% is held in MicroStrategy's company and BlackRock. And then again, we still got the rest of the world too, just in governments alone. There's probably another 5%, maybe even more right there. And then just the everyday people out there holding on to Bitcoin. So get your guys some Bitcoin now. Give this number a call. If you need help buying Bitcoin, give it a call and we can help you out. Now, hold on one second before I move to our next article. Got a text. It's probably from our Target order. Let's see. Ship has finished shopping. Sweet. I just had to make sure that we got our soda water in check because sometimes they run out of that. Now let's continue on with our next article on the world's first Bitcoin master degree that debuts in Spain. So yeah, if you want a degree in Bitcoin, this actually sounds like a pretty cool class to take. So let's hear about this. So the University of Hesperides is making headlines with the launch of the first ever Spanish language master's program focused solely on Bitcoin. Set to begin on April 28th, the fully online program is aimed at professionals looking to understand Bitcoin from different angles, beyond just price charts and trading platforms. According to the announcement, students will receive training in 4 key areas. We got technical, legal, economic, and philosophical. This comes as global interest in Bitcoin continues to grow, especially in regions where access to formal crypto education has been limited. Now, there is a wide-ranging curriculum for Bitcoin learners. The program is designed to cover everything from how Bitcoin works at the code level to what it could mean for the global economy. It would also explore the rules and policies shaping how Bitcoin is used around the world. And here is the tweet from MRA Crypto, University of Hesperides. So why you should take Bitcoin's master class, because it's exclusively in Bitcoin. It's a prestigious faculty of specialists, 100% practical training, connection with the company partner, and financial autonomy. So this sounds like a great class to take. But I don't speak Spanish, so maybe if they ever get an English version. But course topics include Bitcoin's origin story, its technological makeup, economic models, and the legal issues that surround its adoption. Business strategies related to Bitcoin are also part of the curriculum. Program director Alvaro Di Maria said that the goal is to close the information gap and give students the tools they need to engage with Bitcoin in a smart and responsible way. They said that this program is intended to close the gap and train professionals who will engage with Bitcoin knowledgeably and responsibly, Maria stated. Now, more than just buying and selling, because yeah, there's so much more than just buying and selling Bitcoin news. Like, we want to learn more about the technology. How does it work at like a global level too? Like, what's everyone around the world? But unlike courses that focus solely on investment or speculation, this one will treat Bitcoin as a monetary system. Students will study how Bitcoin compares to traditional money and why it has attracted such massive following worldwide. Now, the program will also endeavor to give students insights into what makes Bitcoin stand apart, supply limit, decentralized structure, working of the protocol, etc. And discussions will additionally include regulations that differ from one country to another and what that signifies for the future of Bitcoin. Now, part of a growing global trend, the University of Hesperides is certainly not the only place adding Bitcoin to an expanding list of academic subjects. In the United States, the University of Cincinnati began incorporating Bitcoin and Web3 into a curriculum in 2022. In Central America, Mi Premier Bitcoin, an El Salvador-based nonprofit, teamed up with the Ministry of Education in 2023 to offer Bitcoin courses. Even schools outside of the university system are getting involved. Lomond School in the UK became the first school in the country to accept Bitcoin for tuition. The school also plans to offer lessons on Bitcoin and blockchain starting in the fall. So education is out there. It's growing. And like, that's here at the Crypto Club, I'm the first ones to give education on cryptocurrency and courses out there. But no, like, we're actually getting legit universities starting to educate the public on Bitcoin, because this is a growing trend right now. And it's like growing bigger and faster than ever. It's like, I can't just expand on like how much this has grown just in this last year alone. Like in 2023, even towards the end of that, like everyone was like freaking out, still thinking Bitcoin was dead. We were in like the $20,000, $16,000 level. People thought, oh, it's going down to 3,000. We're at 95,000 right now. Like, we understand the cycles of Bitcoin for trading, but that's because we also know what's going on behind it. Like, we know the charged with how it compares to traditional finance out there. We understand that it's decentralized. We understand it's scarce. We understand how much people actually want it. So these are some cool classes that are just out there and already coming. And pretty soon they'll start teaching this in elementary school. So I can't wait for that day to happen. But yeah, so that's the first Bitcoin master degree to be debuted. Now let's continue on with the Bitcoin-friendly El Salvador pitching a tokenized real estate sandbox to Trump's SEC. So yeah, so the prospect was raised during a meeting between the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and the Crypto Task Force and El Salvador regulators. Now, the El Salvador National Commission on Digital Assets, or CNAD, may let U.S. firms experiment with tokenized real estate in the Central American nation. Erica Perkin, a lawyer at Perkin Law Firm and advisor to the CNAD, told Decrypt on Thursday that the prospect was raised during a meeting between the U.S. and Securities and Exchange Commission's Crypto Task Force and the CNAD on Monday, which focused on a so-called regulatory sandbox between both nations, according to an SEC filing. Now, earlier this month, the SEC's leadership signaled it was open to a regulatory testing ground for the U.S. firms, specifically involving tokenized assets, which can represent equities, bonds, or, in this case, a small-scale real estate project in El Salvador. Now, the meeting, which also touched on how El Salvador has attracted top-tier players, such as stablecoin issuer Tether, was held in response to a statement made by the SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce in February. Perkins said that she added that the preliminary discussions were exciting, given that the SEC's willingness to listen to regulators from a smaller nation. They have worked hard to create and maintain a digital asset ecosystem that provides strong consumer protection while still allowing digital asset innovation, Perkins said. Now, the CNAD heard Commissioner Pierce's call for a dialogue on the cross-border sandbox and stands ready to provide practical data and real-world use cases that can best help the crypto task force. Now, Perkins said that her team includes the CNAD's president, Juan Carlos Reyes, and a former partner at Goldman Sachs, Heather Shelmett, Carmelina Okai de Medina, and a former CNAD regulator is also involved in the initiative, Perkins said. Now, the SEC nor the CNAD immediately responded to the request coming from Decrypt, but Pierce wrote in a blog post months ago that considering ways to facilitate cross-border experimentation on a limited scale and temporary timeframe was among initiatives that Crypto Task Force was working on, and with the potential for a long-term approach. Now, Perkins said that the CNAD outlines a generous offer for how these structure such a sandbox, underscoring that with CNAD's approval, it would potentially be open to U.S. companies. Now, the SEC's conversation with the CNAD centered on two scenarios for a crypto-focused pilot program, one involving a platform that would enable investors to purchase tokenized shares or land, and another involving SEC-permitted crowdfunding for small companies. Now, this sandbox would strengthen U.S. and El Salvador's ties, fostering global regulatory harmonizing and potentially unlock a trillion-dollar asset class, the SEC filing stated, which details El Salvador's proposal for the cross-border sandbox. Now, the proposal follows a meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele. Earlier this month, the two did not discuss their shared appreciation of Bitcoin publicly, while controversy surrounding a Maryland man who was wrongly deported to El Salvador took center stage. The U.S. has adopted a crypto-friendly stance under Trump, but El Salvador has been experimenting with Bitcoin for years now. In addition to making Bitcoin legal tender, they explored using energy from volcanoes to mine the asset, while cultivating a reputation for being a tourist destination among Bitcoin's devotees. Now, the country has been stockpiling Bitcoin since 2021, mirroring the ambitions of Trump's strategic Bitcoin reserve, which may use tariffs as a way to fund Bitcoin purchases. And El Salvador's government currently holds 573 million Bitcoin, according to data from crypto analytics platform Arkham Intelligence. Now, in March, Bukele rejected conditions set by International Monetary Fund for a $1.4 billion loan, which would effectively require El Salvador to stop buying Bitcoin, and the Central American nation's wallet is still consistently receiving Bitcoin as recently Wednesday. So even though that deal with the IMF said, oh, you got to stop, you got to change these rules, they're still acquiring Bitcoin. So nothing wrong there. But no, this just shows even more adoption happening. They're taking practices like how can we deal with other countries, cross-border payments. They're going to test it out with the sandbox. So way to go. Now let's take a quick break, play a quick ad for you, and then we'll continue on with some more crypto news.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions. your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges, it's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calyxsolutions.io.
And we are back. Got Baxter on the left because she is trying to crawl out of here because the guys are eating some lunch and she's a beggar. Baxter is a beggar. But let's continue on with the news. So our next news article covers how Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson confirms that Lace Wallet is going to be supporting XRP. So it was a while back that we saw that XRP put a little commercial out there and it had Cardano's logo on there. So it's kind of like a rumor going on. It's like, oh, is Cardano and XRP doing something? Well, now we got the founder of Cardano confirming that something did actually happen. So let's go through this article. I'm going to keep it a little bit far back because if I go up any closer, we get this stupid ad that keeps popping up. But crypto users will soon be able to store, send, and receive XRP through the Cardano Web3 non-custodial blockchain wallet Lace. This comes after Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson announced plans to add XRP support to the ecosystem's native wallet, and the Cardano founder recently announced this initiative in a surprise AMA session on YouTube. During the session, which lasted over 3 hours, he does some long interviews and sessions out there, so I just wait for the news article to come out. But a user asked Hoskinson whether he was still discussing potential partnerships with Ripple's team. And in response, Hoskinson confirmed that the things are moving well between the IOG and Ripple's team, suggesting that their initiative rivalries are behind them now. Now, let's talk about the Lace wallet to support XRP. As for potential partnerships, he has revealed that the development team behind Cardano's IOG intends to add XRP support for Lace wallet. He opened the support will enable XRP users to hold their XRP coins in the Lace wallet. In addition to storing XRP on Lace, users will be able to send and receive the coin as well. So recall that the IOG launched Lace on Cardano's mainnet back in April 2023, and it's referring to it as the most innovative and secure wallet platform at its launch, and it only supports Cardano native assets like ADA. Now, however, the team has released interesting updates over the past few months to transform Lace into a multi-chain wallet, and last month it added support for Bitcoin, allowing users to store, send, and receive Bitcoin on it. Now, Hoskinson has revealed plans to integrate XRP into the Lace wallet. However, he did not reveal when this integration will happen. So we know it is going to happen, but we just don't know when. Now let's talk about how XRP to be part of the Midnight airdrop. So further, the Cardano founder reiterated that XRP users will also participate in the upcoming airdrop for the Midnight token. And the token abbreviation is NIGHT, N-I-G-H-T. For context, Midnight is a privacy-focused blockchain that allows decentralized applications to handle sensitive data while maintaining transparency and security. Like most blockchain projects, Midnight has two native tokens, Night and Dust. While Night serves as Midnight's governance token, Dust will be used for shielded transactions. Earlier this month, Hoskin revealed plans to airdrop Night tokens to 37 million users across 8 blockchains, including XRP's underlying network, the XRP Ledger. In his recent AMA session, he confirmed that XRP holders are still eligible for the Night airdrop, which is expected to be distributed in the coming months. Now, Ripple invites Hoskinson to speak at an event right now, so cool. Lastly, the Cardano founder disclosed that Ripple CTO David Schwartz invited him to speak at a Ripple event. While he did not provide many details about the invitation, it signals a strong vote of confidence in him from the Ripple team. Now, with Hoskinson and Ripple team having reconciled, both sides have hinted at potential partnerships involving RLUSD and Midnight. The integration of XRP into Lace and Schwartz's invitation for Hoskins to speak at Ripple events suggests that the relationship between these two parties is evolving. So XRP and Cardano partnership. Is this good? Is this bad? I think it's good. So it's kind of a win-win for both sides out there. So that's pretty cool. I can't wait to see when we are going to be able to get this option on there. And I don't own the Lace wallet, but I might want to just check it out, try it out, see how it works, and I'll let you know how it goes. But that's our Cardano and XRP news. Now let's go back to the Trump coin news. Like I think a couple of days ago, I announced that Trump announced a private dinner with him and for exclusive Trump token holders. But there was a rumor going on after that news article claiming that like you must have $300,000 in the Trump coin in order just to be a part of it. Because I think they were going to take like the top 222 people or top wallets out there. And when you looked on-chain data records, that final number at the bottom of the list was the 300,000 mark, but that was just a rumor and it has been dismissed. So let's see what the exact correct winner will have to do to be a part of this dinner. But Justin Sun outpaces contenders with 14 million in Trump tokens as a meme coin holder's eyes exclusive Trump dinner. So yeah, Justin Sun is like the top dog with holding Trump coins out there. So he's number one. So people are going, is he going to be at that dinner then? But that's not necessarily true. But the team behind the Trump meme coin has rushed to clarify misconceptions about the high-profile dinner with President Trump. Events after rumors emerged that participants need to hold at least $300,000 worth of Trump tokens to qualify. Meanwhile, the Tron founder Justin Sun has emerged as the undisputed leader of the pack, amassing $14 million worth of the meme coin to outpace other contenders, and was becoming a high-stakes competition for some face time with Donald Trump. Now, separating fact from fiction, the initiative promoted by Trump meme coin team promised an exclusive dinner with the U.S. president for the top 220 participants in a leaderboard. However, misinformation soon spread quickly across social media, suggesting that the 220th ranked Trump holder was the cutoff for the dinner, and on-chain data shows that the particular account held more than $300,000 worth of the token. Now, it forced the team to go to X to dispel these rumors out there, clarifying that the leaderboard eligibility was based on time-weighted holding rather than raw dollar amounts. So they also confirmed that participants is open to any holder who registered in time, regardless of whether their holding measures in millions or mere hundreds. So it's about just the time you've held on to the token. If you're one of the first ones to get that token, now this is a true contest to see which 220 people were the first ones to acquire the token. And that's pretty cool. Now, they said, we want to clarify a few things people seem to be confused by on X and the media. The official Trump meme coin account posted, you need 300,000 plus to participate. You do not. So, yep, just clarifying that you do not need that. That's that we're unlocking it to this competition, and we're not. So this selection system is designed to reward long-term holders rather than last-minute whales looking to buy their way in. The field is wide open, and it's anyone's opportunity to have dinner with President Trump. The team wrote explaining that the leaderboard calculation will exclude locked tokens, exchange wallets, and non-participating holders. Now, Justin Sun's $14 million bet, data from the leaderboard confirms the diversity that the team spoke about, while the top-ranked wallet associated with Tron founder Justin Sun currently holds 1,176,803 Trump tokens, valued at about $14 million. Now, the 220th position occupied by a wallet with a mere 35.3 Trump tokens, worth approximately $420. Now, Sun's involvement has also confirmed by Look On Chain that sent ripples through the crypto community. His registration for the dinner added fuel to speculation that major figures in the crypto space were taking the event seriously. However, not everyone is buying the hype. Some have voiced strong skepticism, calling the promotion a pump and dump trap. Laughing my ass off, pumping the coin before the release of the locked coins for them to dump it, wrote just one user out there. Now, still, the market has reacted feverishly following the dinner's announcement. Trump jumped back from a local low of $9 to more than $16, hitting a 7-week high in just minutes. Now, the price has since corrected, and at the time of writing, it was trading at $13, a 9.1% increase on the day. And the uptick also pushed the token up 73.6% over the past week and 62.4% across the last fortnight, significantly outperforming the broader crypto market out there. So Trump coin's still pumping like it has been. Like, can we see that on the crypto bubble sheet? Yep, there's still the Trump coin at 11.2% today, and a bunch of other tokens as well. Oh, Theta's got a 7% jump. Very nice. And again, I missed Bitcoin on it. There we go. Bitcoin's up 2.4%. So Trump coin's still pumping right now. Some speculate that is this a pump and dump trap out there, just get more people onboarded. So when I heard about this article, it's like, yeah, it did seem like a race to acquire that top 220th position out there. But now we got clarity on the rules. It's just about how long you've been in it. If you're one of the longer holders, you got a good chance at winning this contest. So that is our Trump coin news. And let's move on to our final news article on the Russian crypto exchange Mosca was raided amid a cash to crypto bans talk. So Mosca, which allows investors to buy up to $100,000 of USDT with cash daily, could not confirm whether its platform had anything to do with a local $6 million fraud scheme. And here we got the Winchester brothers talking to the little crypto token guy. They must know he's a demon. Those I know, this is from the show Supernatural. Loved it. Great show. They had 14 seasons. I think they're even coming back. But I like how they're using them for little characters as thumbnails. But let's go on with this article. As the Russian government is considering a ban on cash to cryptocurrency transactions, some major local crypto exchange platforms have experienced police raids. Mosca, a crypto to cash exchange located in Moscow International Business Center, was raided on April 23rd in connection with fraud by one of its customers. Moscow's development head, Dmitry Terenko, confirmed with Cointelegraph that law enforcement agencies have carried out a standard procedure of checking our customer data. Terenko told Cointelegraph at the local crypto event, Blockchain Firm 2025, the Moscow office raid followed online reports linking to several arrests of some Moscow customers to a crypto robbery involving a victim reportedly giving fraudsters a massive cash deposit worth millions of dollars. Now, the cash to crypto ban is to protect investors. So the police raid on Moscow came the next day after Evgeny Masharov, I cannot pronounce these Russian names, but she is a member of the Russian Civic Chamber, proposed banning crypto exchanges from accepting cash from their customers to buy cryptocurrencies like Tether USDT. Now, a potential ban on cash to crypto transactions would be a massive blow to fraudsters. Masharov said that adding that phone scammers were often using crypto exchanges for withdrawing cash funds, but now it looks like they were doing it another way. So subsequently, local news channel Baza reported on the Moscow raid, linking the event with a record-breaking fraud against Olga Serova, a former government advisor in Russia's Samara region. Now, Serova is 71, reportedly fell victim to scammers in late 2024, cashing out her bank accounts to passive fraudsters about 421 million Russian rubles. That's about $5.1 million. According to Baza, at least 7 people were arrested, allegedly in connection with the case. Now, Moscow clans can buy up to $100,000 of USDT with cash daily. So Moscow, which allowed investors to deposit up to the 100,000 USDT daily, was unaware whether Serova's incident was connected to its office raid, Titarenko said. Maybe it was another client, he said, adding that the raid was the first criminal case-related office raid at Moscow in the past 3 months. Titarenko also said that Moscow had been actually beefing up its anti-money laundering and know your customer checks, including maintaining a blacklist of suspicious users. Now, the raid caught Moscow during a major local event, Blockchain Life, returning to Moscow for the first time since October 2021. The company was one of the main guests at the conference talk, taking 2 center stands and winning a title of the best crypto exchange service. And here is the event going on. Now, according to Sergey Mendeleev, a prominent figure in the Russian crypto community, the proposal to ban cash to crypto transaction is an alarming development for the community. Speaking at the event, Mendeleev suggested that Russian government might be turning away from crypto's adoption if it approves such a ban. He also mentioned that raids are a common situation for crypto exchange services located in the Moscow International Business Center, also known as Moscow City. Now, Garantex, a crypto exchange that halted trading after Tether froze 27 million in USDT due to sanctions, was also among the exchangers located in Moscow City. So what does that do? I remember when Tether froze those 27 million, and that just made me tell a lot of us users out there, it's like, be careful with stable coins. It is a centralized token out there. It's not decentralized with Bitcoin, where no one can freeze those tokens anywhere unless it's an exchange out there. But with Tether, it's like they can freeze the wallet that's holding those tokens. They can freeze the tokens inside someone's wallet. So just be aware of that when you are investing in stable coins. But Yeah, so this is one of the first raid going on. I can't believe it happened during an event there. But again, so they are considering, or they're talking about, like, yeah, are they going to ban crypto to cash? I guess we're just have to find out. And they did specify that, or they did say, like, if it does ban go through, it's just going to push crypto adoption out of Russia. It's not going to push it out completely, but it's stifling innovation. It's like what we saw in the US these last 4 years, and they'll just put them behind a little bit more. So we'll see if they do that or not. But that is all the news I have for you. Right now, the Fear and Greed Index and the crypto market is at a 53, so we're still in a neutral territory. Bitcoin is at $95,500. Ho, will we see $100,000 again soon? I really do hope so, and I feel like we will. Just because, again, like yesterday's article when it was talking about how bullish I am from all the news we're seeing, changes happening. It's like this is the time. So if you want to get some Bitcoin, but you may not have a lot of cash on hand to do that, just give the Crypto Club a call. Give this number a call, 941-413-6920. And ask how we can help you acquire more Bitcoin, and we'll be glad to do so. So everybody have a fantastic Friday. If you're near the Sarasota Crypto Club, come down to our poker night. It starts at 6 o'clock. It's always fun. I don't get to play till the second game, so if you want to show up at 8:30 and want to play with the Sherpa, I gotcha. Come on down. So I'll see you guys again next week, and everyone have a fantastic weekend.
Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.